Hey, welcome to Make Your Money Matter. I'm your host, Brad Barrett. I'm also a managing director and partner here at One Capital Management. Today on our show, we're going to talk about how to teach your kids about money. Look, I think this is a very important topic, a very important conversation all of us should be having with our kids if you're a parent. And specifically, I want to talk about 7 ways I've learned, both with having kids as a parent as well as being a financial advisor for nearly 2 decades, on how to teach your kids about money. But before we get started, make sure to smash that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single episode. All right, let's get into it. So if you're a parent out there, or you're about to be a parent maybe, and you want to focus on teaching your children good money habits, I think this is really important to focus on these 7 areas I'm going to bring up. But most importantly, I want to start off with this. I think the intent is to actually have the conversation. I bring this up because oddly enough, again, as long as I've been a financial advisor, I find that money is one of those the weirdly taboo subject matters that families have. It's odd. It's like it's way above religion or politics or even sex. It's crazy to me, but it's so important. So obviously I'm biased here speaking as a financial advisor, a money nerd, if you will, but I want to focus on 7 ways to teach your kids and to talk to your kids about money, at least starting it off here. All right, number 1, and this is probably right out of the gate, most important. It's always going to, this also might strike a chord, an emotional string for all of us as parents right away, so I apologize, but it's this. Number 1 is set a good example. This is not one of those things we tell our kids where it's like, do as I say, not as I do. I do that, I do, but not in this category, okay? We want to demonstrate responsible money habits. Actions speak louder than words here, okay? You can look at stats galore on psychology, studies everywhere that our kids are very impressionable. So number 1 is setting a good example. Do the things within your money, within your household, to then show by doing, not by saying, what you want your children to do with money. All right, number 2, talk about allowance and talk about budgeting. Obviously, this is many households, many parents, grandparents out there raising children. We have budgeting items. We have in our own, household, but also allowance conversations. But introduce allowance as a guide and really teach them about how to create a budget or create earning, right? Something we do in our household, in the Barrett household, that I love to share is talking about the difference between receiving versus earning. Like when we talk to our kids about allowance and budgeting, I want them to work on the conversation on how to earn it, using that word in particular, right? I think this instills good work ethic. So allowance and budgeting, I think number 2 here is a great way to teach your kids about money. All right, number 3, let's talk about goal setting, okay? This could be practical for all areas of life as well, but we want to encourage goal setting and encourage savings or investing for specific goals. This is also, as you advance in life, is where you get into things like the bucket conversation or bucket theories. You can start teaching them really early on that this can be for a toy, this can be for later in life, it can be for different things in their season of life. And it starts to help them, I think later down the road with some of the planning oriented items, right? Versus just the right here and right now. So I think savings and goal setting is very important. All right, number 4, think about the consequences of all things, right? Again, a practical thing in life as well. And I put this right here in the middle of these because I think it's important. You want to teach about the impact of decisions when it comes to money, all right? We do this all the time with good decisions versus bad decisions as we teach and raise our kids. We can also do this with money. So money choices and consequences we make. If you're going to spend money here, there's going to be a consequence there. For something else you might want or something else you might need, right? You might have to give and take. And so understanding and teaching that early on, I think is really important. Okay, number 5, talk about these 2 4-letter words I talk about all the time with my clients here at One Capital, and that is need versus want. Teaching them and having them understand and differentiating, if you will, between essential versus non-essential expenses, I think really matters, all right? The earlier we teach that, I think the better. Number 6 is earning money. Okay, I just brought this up a couple of, right? Everyone loves to focus on this one, the investing category, but you really want to think about this and you want to instill, again, a strong work ethic and ultimately financial independence. And in doing so, that's where you get the earning word I mentioned earlier, right? Whether that's earning it through working, earning it through diligently investing, finding an advisor maybe to help you with those kind of things as well, staying disciplined to that approach. I think it's a really important trait and a really important concept to teach our children early on. All right, 7th and final is the actual concept, and it riffs a little bit on number 3, which was saving and goal setting. And number 7 is this, saving for the future, okay? like all of us, even as adults, we want to start and introduce a longer term objective, teaching them about savings versus, just having a checking account, or teaching them about the effect and the impact of things like compound interest, depending on the kid's age. Because ultimately, teaching our kids about investing and saving is really crucial for financial well-being and really their wealth building, both today and in the future. So, hey, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, make sure to download and subscribe to our show so you don't miss a single episode. And always remember to make your money matter.